We will continue with our discussion. This is class 7, subject is computer, and the title of the chapter is ethical practices and safety measures in computer. Now let us start with this hacking. What is hacking? Hacking refers to illegal intrusion into computers or network of computer. Now let us suppose that you have a computer and any other person is trying to access that computer without your knowledge. So this is called hacking. Hackers are highly technical engineers or technical person who can secretly break into other computer and steal some important data or destroy it. Hackers steal data and they also disrupt the system from working normally. They also try to change the programming logics. Hackers usually change the data for unethical purpose or just for an obsession. Although hacking is not discussed with the original user, hacking is sometimes also done with the intention to tell the loopholes. Now hacking in which we do the intrusion for good cause is called ethical hacking. There is a equivalent term of hacking which is called cracking. Now cracking is done by people called crackers. Crackers are technical people who are expert in breaking into computer system and tamper the data. Cracker also cause harm to computer system by manipulating the data, and we also have seen hackers and crackers spreading malware and changing programming logic. But we can try to stop or prevent the hacking. So let us check 4 or 5 good things to prevent hacking. First, keep your password secret and just change them periodically. At least change your password once in a month. Update your operating system and install firewalls and antivirus. Avoid using open Wi-Fi or free Wi-Fi. Always make use for security websites. Please access HTTPS sites which have a lock sign so that your data is secured. Also, always check for the permission and authenticity of app before installing them on your computer or mobile device, and never store your passwords or user ID regarding your email or any other banking transaction or card on a website. So in order to prevent hacking, we can do these steps, but be very careful. Next term in discussion is spamming. Spam are the unwanted mails that we receive daily. There are some spammers whose job is to send hundreds of millions of email per month or daily. Spam are generally sent in large number for commercial gain and advertising purpose. In spamming, millions of copies of same message is sent to users worldwide. Spam is a serious security threat also, because spammer also spread virus. Now how you will identify that a particular mail is spam or not? First indication, message that do not include your email address in to or carbon copy or BCC blind carbon copy are generally spam. Some spam also contain offensive or bad language. Some spam also contain links that are very dangerous. So please do not click on spam web links. Step to prevent spamming are install a spam filter or use a blocking software. Second step, if you suspect that an email is spam, do not respond to it. Do not click on any link. Either block it or delete it. Consider disabling the email client's preview pane and reading. Reject all instant message request from person to whom you are not very much in contact. Do not click on any unknown URL link or website address, and keep your operating system and softwares up to date and try to patch them regularly. We will see individual rights to the privacy. In this digital era, there has been significant use of traffic and use of internet. So, internet is commonly used for various purposes such as exchange of information and doing some financial transaction and online purchasing. Now, in these days, privacy of every person is a greater threat by many means. The right of privacy may be defined as the claim of individual or institution or groups to determine when and how or to what extent of information exchange they will entertain. Privacy issue comes in picture when personal information is shared or collected without the permission. So how to prevent our privacy or how to protect our privacy leak? First, be careful while sharing your personal information on internet or on social networking site. Never give details to your user ID and password to anyone. Delete the sensitive data that is not useful for you. Never click on any unknown web link, and disable the cookie. Now, what is cookie? A cookie is a small text file that is stored on your computer browser, and a cookie secretly collects your information and browsing habits. Install some antivirus programs and update your operating system on daily basis. Now, lock up your system when it is not used. So, there are many methods that you can implement to protect your privacy. Now, let us consider the next point in practice, that is called software piracy. Software piracy is a very dangerous phenomenon. When software is copied and distributed illegally, it is called software piracy. A license or a copyright is required to use the genuine piece of software, and it also includes paying a fee. Now, if you are involved in piracy, then it is hurting the original developer or writer or coder, which is liable to get some fee. Now, you can encourage software piracy when you are purchasing a single licensed software and installing it on more than one system. If you are also making unauthorized copy of a software, then it is also not good. You are installing unauthorized software on any system. This is also a software piracy. And if you are involved in selling of software which is not your own, it is also piracy. Now, let us see how to stop or minimize the piracy. Buy the licensed copy of the software. Follow terms and conditions. Purchase software CDs from a reputed seller. Now, if the software is available online, download it from manufacturer's website and register your software also. It will help to check the piracy. Next point in our discussion is intellectual property rights. Now, intellectual property is a term that means to referring to a legal property right of a particular owner over his creation. Now, the creation could be text, video, audio, or anything that involves creativity. Now, under intellectual property right law, owners are granted certain exclusive right over its creation, and this is limited to a certain period of time. Usually, this is for 50 years, and this right law or this right enables the user to grant any other person to use it. Now, if you want to use a property right protected thing, you must take a permission from the owner. Now, how to protect intellectual property right? First is to patent your invention. A patent is a right that is acknowledged by the law of any country, and it is applicable to the new invention, and it grants the inventor the sole right to make, use, purchase, sell, or do anything with its creation. The validity for patent in India is 20 years from the date of filing the patent application, and this time duration is variable for different countries. Second step is to copyright the publication. A copyright is a legal right granted by law to the creator for his original work, and the rights provided under this law prohibit other person to use a thing that belongs to the creator. Legal action can be taken if someone is using other person's work without the permission. Now it covers the literary or artistic creation such as movie, poem, text, audio, video, or anything that is original. Third step to protect intellectual property right is to register the trademark. We should register our brand name, logo, packaging, and other distinctive item that is differentiable from others. And this trademarks patent or registration is for 10 years that can be renewed for a further period of time. Next time we will discuss the cybercrime. Cybercrime is any illegal or unlawful activity that is committed with the help of internet, that is identity theft or stealing email or stealing data or intrusion into others' computer. Now there are card theft, internet fraud, and ordering of goods under any other person name, and using other person's credit or debit card. This all activities are punishable with Indian law, and cyber crimes are divided into three main categories. First, crime against individual, crime against property, or crime against society or organization. And India has a very strict cyber law regarding this. So we should be very careful not to involve in any type of cyber crime. Now there are some safety measures while using computer and internet, and students and general people are advised to follow them, otherwise they will land themselves in trouble. First, minors should always use internet under supervision of their parents, and parents should decide and suggest what materials minor could surf. And to minimize the chance of any cyber attack or hacker, we should use a strong password, and we should never reveal our user ID and password to other person. A strong password is a password that is at least 6 characters in length, and it combines letters, numbers, symbol, and alphabets in lower and upper case. Next step is to avoid losing data privacy. While transmitting the data, one should use the encryption. Now encryption is a process of coding. Encryption is a process of transmitting data into unreadable code. Now once you are encrypting a data, it is transferred over a network, and at the receiver end the process decryption occurs, and hence it ensures that no one can read your data in the middle. Next, set up your computer for automatic software and updates. Next step is regular data backup, and please ignore unwanted and strange email because they are mostly spam. Make use of a firewall and antivirus. Firewall is a security system that prevents unauthorized access to your computer, and antivirus is a software that protects you against the virus attack. Students, let us see the last item in this chapter, that is called digital footprint. Footprint is the impression left by a foot or shoe on the ground or a surface similar to the use. Similarly, a digital footprint is impression or information about a person that exists on internet because of its online activity. Now, this activity or information is logged into database, and a digital footprint is sometimes also known as digital dossier. Digital footprints can be categorized into two parts. First is active and second is passive. The active dossier are ones those data traces which the user leaves intentionally. It means the user wants you to see the footprint. These emails, chat or comments are active digital footprint dossier. Passive data traces connected to an individual are generated by others while the second person is using online activity without his knowledge. Few activity which create passive data trace includes the surfing of internet sites, and lawful activity like police or any other agency generally traces the passive data dossier. Now let us see implication of this footprint. As discussed above, all the online activity leave some traces behind its use. It means what you are doing online may be hidden to you, but that is not hidden to the authority. So please be very careful while you are doing something online. So how to be alert or how to follow certain guidelines while you are using internet? First, never post any abusive or silly comments, and tune your privacy on for every account. Do not log into inappropriate website, and do not upload any bad pictures or comments. Avoid accepting friend requests from other person, and be vigilant about your activity. If you are doing something wrong, then you will be in trouble very soon. Now, a digital footprint may be hidden to you, but it is traced by the authority. So it can affect the chance of gaining admission into good college or institution, or otherwise you will land into jail. So students, please be very careful. Now you can see we have completed this chapter. This was very small and easy chapter. Go through the chapter once and repeat the video. I have done all the question answers for you. I will again come back with next session and next video. Till then, write your question answer. We will meet again. Bye bye.